I like to knuckle down and focus on my games, and since October was all over the place for my gaming time, I felt even more determined to play a lot in November. With that in mind, I made a lot of time to do so. I spent less time making videos, using that extra time to play games, and ended up binging 2 really great ones. I'm glad I did, as I ended up experiencing 2 of the best JRPGs I've played this year, and playing both made for a good month, so I'm happy I put the time in and am able to talk about those and an extra one in this video. Hopefully you all had a good month of gaming too, and with that, let's get into the JRPGs I played in November. As I'm making this video, I'm in the middle of playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I'm having so much fun thanks to all its antics, side quests, and Yakuza drama and humor that makes Yakuza Like a Dragon so good. It's a game that is really easy to sink time into thanks to its pacing and world, with the new combat fitting seamlessly into the big hub town that has so many interesting things to do. And the lovable Ichiban is the perfect person to experience these things with his positive and quirky personality that gives me the motivation to make his adventure as fun as possible. As usual, I plan to review Like a Dragon, so that's probably as much as I want to say about it so far, but I had to at least give it Game of the Month and call it wonderful here, because it's a title that should be played if you think it even looks a little bit interesting, as for me, it's been just as fun as its trailers made it out to be. So for now, I'll get into the next game in this video, but know that as soon as it's done, I'll be in Like a Dragon running around Yokohama again, finding weird and wonderful characters in the city, and enjoying all the fun moments in this game that I'm looking forward to doing more in. I knew I'd be playing Trails of Cold Steel 4 into November, and I also knew how hard the ending of Cold Steel 3 hit me, and yet somehow I wasn't ready for the ending of 4 to pack a big punch of feelings once I finished it too, having me do everything I could to get the true ending without hesitation as soon as I finished, so I think it's safe to say this game left a big impression on me. I played the second half in November, where I got into things even more as the world opened up and more cast members came in, which meant things became more fulfilling as I bonded with characters and learned little nuances to the world, and it's always so impressive to see how this title brings everything together from its entire universe to create a fulfilling conclusion. Those lost moments made every hour feel worth it, which I talked a lot about in my review, and while finishing it did require the kind of time dedication that meant I went quiet on this channel for a week, it was well worth it in the end to finish a great JRPG that I'm so glad I played. I really do hope to be able to play the other games in the series at some point, especially since I'm being a little nicer to myself YouTube schedule wise and in general for my mental health. That hopefully means I'll find more time to get into my backlog at some point. For now though, I couldn't recommend this series more to those who love JRPG stories, because this series certainly has a deep one, and I can't wait to hopefully learn more about it in the new year. I said in the last JRPGs I played video that I was planning to put time aside to check out Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent, and I did actually do that despite not putting out a dedicated video on it. The reason I didn't end up covering it is that I quickly realized I didn't have a lot of excitement for it once I was sitting down and getting into its main story, which probably contradicts what I said last month, but is just how I felt coming back to it. This could quite possibly be because of the language barrier, as it was a harder game for me to understand in Japanese. It could also be that I ended up not really liking its gacha system for a couple of reasons, such as whenever you summoned a new character, you had to watch their introductory monologue, which in theory is great, except when you summon 10 characters when you only had a limited time to play, you pretty much just guaranteed that you'd just be reading dialogue instead. I also didn't like how the only way to get characters from the original, at least at the start, seemed to be through gacha, especially when I could just go play with them on Switch. Whether these characters are unlockable in the game later, I don't actually know, but it was a little off-putting at the start, and even with those things aside, the experience just wasn't matching the excitement I had when I played the original Octopath demo after all the nostalgia wore off. I wouldn't be against giving it a try in English if it came over, just to see if most of this was a language barrier, but at this moment and in its current form, it just doesn't seem to be for me. If anyone else has played it, I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts on the experience, and if you liked it more than I did. I do still hope a little that it comes over, just to see if it's good once you get into things, but for now, this does seem to be my time with it done. On a related note, it does remind me that I should maybe give something like the Bravely Default 2 demo a try instead, as I think it'll likely be closer to what I was hoping for. If this experience can lead to me giving that a try, that would certainly be a positive, so I'll keep that in mind the next time I'm looking to try a smaller, nostalgic JRPG experience. Aside from finishing the wonderful Yakuza Like a Dragon, which already makes December seem fun, if all goes to plan, I'm pretty excited for what I'm planning to play this month, as some of the games are probably some of the most unique things I'll play this year. The games I'm referring to are Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure 1 and 2 that are part of its Rhythmic Adventure pack that I'm so excited to pick up. I'm planning to get the Tatacon drum controller to play and try to get the best experience possible, and I'm excited to have a Rhythmic JRPG to play as I love rhythm games and I'm curious to see how this game will combine rhythm and story. There are some other releases coming out in the month too, such as Dragon Quest XI's, which comes out on the 4th, the day after Taiko no Tatsujin. That means I'll be giving it a miss, which isn't so bad as I'd rather get it for Switch anyway. There are some other releases too, such as Shiren the Wanderer and the collection of SaGa that I was a little interested in when they were announced, but I think I'm not excited enough about now to buy. But if anyone plays them, I'd love to know if they're worth it or something you think I'd enjoy, so let me know in the comments below if you try them out. Finally, I'm also hoping to play a little of a certain Japanese release this month that you might have heard of called Atelier Ryza 2 that just came out and my boyfriend received the special edition of today. If I get the chance to play, I'd love to do a first impressions video on the first chapter before saving the rest for January, so I really hope I get the time for that between reviews and any end of year content I'd like to do, and there's definitely a lot to talk about and play with this month, and I'm excited to get into as much of it as I can. It's a great end to a JRPG year that has been full of a lot of good experiences. With multiple new ones to play this month that I'm keen for, along with a great one to continue, I think December is looking like a lot of fun, so I hope you're all excited to play these upcoming new releases and anything you have left to play in this final month of 2020 before another year of fun JRPGs begins. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you played in November and what you plan to play this month. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!